Good morning, Tennessee Valley. This Friday morning, I guess it's the last Friday before Christmas,
That's right.
and the second to the last Friday of the year.
The rush is on.
Yeah, it's on. You know, out there, get your gifts, get your presents, get whatever you do, men. If you've not picked anything for your wife, join the club. But we're here this morning. We have some great guests on this morning, and one of them, this is a returning guest.
That's right.
He was here Veterans Day and brought Bill back again today, and he's going to tell about his Christmas, and it's a little different than some of our Christmases. You know, some of maybe your Christmases, and you're going to see why. But it's heartfelt, it's touching, and he's going to tell us about it. Welcome today, Bill.
Thank you, sir. It's always a pleasure to be here and to share some of my views, and hopefully something I might say would be of interest to someone. I'm a very fortunate person to be here. I realize that. As it approaches the Christmas season, I'm already reminded of the good times and then the bad times as well. And for me, the good times greatly outnumber the bad, because as a youngster, I was born and raised along the foothills and the creek banks over here in Polk County. We were very poor. We didn't have a lot, but we were happy, very much so. And this was back during what is often referred to now as the good old days. But I think those of us, and particularly my Aunt Christine, who helped raise me, will verify that there were some times that were not so good. But Christmas was a very special time of year for us. It was the time of year that we would expect to get something a little unusual. Perhaps maybe a new pair of overalls, or a pair of boots, or even a store-bought apple or an orange. And those were the things that we expected. And I remember this one Christmas morning, I got up, and under the tree was a imitation leather aviator hat or cap with flaps that come down over the ears, and a big pair of plastic goggles to go over the eyes. Something I hadn't expected, but I must have ran 100 times around the house with those goggles down over my eyes and pretending I was flying my airplane. I'd say the Red Baron with his red flying machine, he might have logged more hours than I did, but he didn't have any more fun than I did. So I'll always remember things like that, which were very important to us. As I grew older and went out into the world, I found that there were some bad times. And one time in particular was during the Korean War. I had served there been able to survive for some 6 months, which was unusual in itself. But after that 6 months, my luck finally ran out, and I became faced with a soldier's greatest fear, a fear that is even greater than death. Considering what we had seen the enemy do to other American soldiers that they had captured previously, I just reconciled the fact that my life was about to end. But fortunately for me, for some reason, which I've never understood, my life was spared. And I was taken to along with many other fellow soldiers, was taken to a prisoner of war camp in the extreme northern region of North Korea, and placed in a prisoner of war camp there. And during the Christmas season of 1951, we had no calendar other than something someone else had devised, and whether it was accurate or not was not that important, because one day was just the beginning of another. At that time, I was placed in solitary confinement for what the enemy described as me having a hostile attitude. And I wasn't really certain what that meant, but actually it only involved me refusing to sign a propaganda statement denouncing America's involvement in the Korean War. Now, the enemy did have various means of punishment. Some was physical and painful, and some was mental and mind-altering. In time, the effects of the physical punishment will go away, just leaving the scars. But the effects of the mental punishment will last for a lifetime and will often reappear in unpleasant dreams. And at Christmas time, all of this seems to come back to me for some reason, and take some of the joy out of Christmas. But one favorite means that the enemy used for punishment was putting a person in this hole in the ground, similar to what we used back home to store our vegetables during the winter months to prevent them from freezing. And we call this place the dreaded turnip hole. Needless to say, there was no ventilation, no heat. It was very cold in the wintertime and hot in the summer. But each person would devise their own means to kind of amuse themselves or to keep from going completely insane. Some would sing songs. Some would engage in conversations with themselves. I found that putting words together in the form of a poem or a song helped me relieve some of the pressure. I'm not a poet, neither am I a singer, but after all, it was only I that I had to worry about, so that really wasn't a problem. But now through the years and time has taken most of those words from my mind. But the one that I do recall very vividly is the one that I call the turnip hoe. And I may have to refer to my notes. Sometimes I'm afflicted with what we call senior moments, and you'll learn what that is someday. But anyway, I'd like to recite this poem. I do this to myself quite often, and it helps me. But the title is simply "The Turnip Hoe." It's the night before Christmas, or at least I think I am right, because I heard someone nearby singing, "O Silent Night." It's the time to be jolly, with a heart full of glee, but my Christmas wish is simple. I just wish I could be free. The sun was shining when they put me here. It seems such a long, long time ago. Now it's cold, it's dark and lonely, and the ground is covered with snow. I have no way to tell the time or even what day it is of all. The only record of time spent here are the markings on the wall. I'm cold, I'm weak, and I'm hungry. Sometimes my mind begins to roam, but my thoughts, they always seem to center around my family and my friends back home. I wonder if they will think of me on this lonely Christmas day, or will time have erased those happy days gone by? Has my memory begun to fade? Well, there's one thing I know for certain. Regardless what they say, Mama will always think of me when she kneels down to pray. And if I should be among the lucky ones to survive, and when my story's told, I'll always remember Christmas of '51 that I spent in the turnip hoe.
Very good.
Very, very good.
Very good. Very good.
That remains, as I said, very vivid in my mind. And a lot of the other things have disappeared. And, a lot of it I don't like to think about. When I came home, I tried to forget all of this, what had happened, as the other guys did. But after some almost 30 years, there was something missing in my life. I couldn't really put my finger on it. Then it dawned on me that I had so much inside me that I could not talk about, even to my wife and my family. It's just something that you don't talk about because you feel that maybe they don't, well, they certainly would not understand. So I attempted to locate some of my buddies. I said, we'll get together and we'll have a jam session and we'll get this all squared away. And I searched for 2 years diligently, and I found 12 guys out of the 3,000 that returned. Everybody had just disappeared and was doing their own thing. And the 12 guys, we got together And I discovered that's what I needed. I needed somebody that understood what I was talking about. That was in 1976 with 12 guys. Through the years, we increased our roster to some 2,000. Doesn't mean that they were all prisoners of war, but a great portion of them were. We meet once a year somewhere across the country, and that is my means of therapy. It really is.
Right.
And the others seem to feel as I do. We're brothers. We're closer than brothers.
That's right.
And I look forward each year. This year we will be in D.C. That will be the 65th anniversary of the end of the hostilities in Korea. Not the we never had a signed peace treaty.
Right. Just a ceasefire there.
Just a truce that I'll stop firing at you if you'll stop firing at me. So we'll be celebrating 65 years that celebration, and we're looking forward to that. Unfortunately, a lot of them guys are old, you know.
You're still young,
aren't you?
Right? You're just a young man.
And life's been good to me. I can get up and walk out without a cane. My biggest problem, as my wife will tell you, is up here. But I accept that. The fact that I can still motivate, do the things that I want to do, makes me happy.
Yeah. Good, good.
Well, Bill, we do appreciate you being on here. We enjoy your story, your poem. I mean, not just story or why, but I mean, that, you know, the poem and everything. I wouldn't want anybody to go through anything like that.
Also, among my treasures, I wrote a song for my mother. And as I said, I'm not a great singer by any means, but I still recall that, and maybe sometime you guys could brace yourself enough to allow me to come in and do that.
Have to do that. Maybe around the anniversary, have you back in there.
Right.
I got to tell you this. We were in Florida, a group of our guys, and there was a place, an assembly. They called it the opera, not the big opera, but so they guys wanted me to get up and sing this song. I had done it, and I said, well, guys, there's 400 people here. I don't get up and show my ignorance. They said, well, if you perform, you get in free. Well, sign me up then. So I did this, but at the beginning I said, I'm not a very good singer. I don't sing well, but you know, listen to the words and maybe you'll get some benefit out of it. And so when I came off of the stage, one of my so-called buddies said, Norwood, you're right, you don't sing very well. But it's fun anyway.
That's right, that's right.
Well, Bill, we're running out of time, but we want to have you back. You've got a lot of stories, it sounds like, and a lot of more interesting things to tell us.
Well, I'm nearby, and hopefully the next time we could bring my buddy,
that'd be nice.
Our Pearl Harbor survivor, George Allen, dear friend, has some interesting stories to tell.
Bring him on here. Yeah.
That's right. We're trying to get that arranged.
Yeah. Well, Bill, we do appreciate you being here. We always love having you here, and we appreciate what you did for the country and everything, for our country. Folks, we will be back here in a moment with our next guest. Please stay tuned. We'll be back here after these commercial breaks.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000 bucks. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
Hello, I'm Bill Odom.
Hi, and I'm Tammy Odom.
We want to invite you to join us on Joyous Living Today for interviews, testimonies, and gospel music by special guests and Dixie Sunshine.
Right here on WTNB, Sundays at 4 p.m. and Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. You don't want to miss it.
Jesus, Jesus, the light of the world.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Logan Thompson, attorneys at law, have built a firm offering quality legal services to the people and businesses of Southeast Tennessee. We have achieved expertise in all areas of law in order to represent our clients in a manner they need, deserve, and have come to expect. Logan Thompson, with 9 attorneys and an extensive and competent support staff, is available to provide representation in various legal areas, including family law, Social Security benefits, personal injury, criminal defense, workmen's compensation, as well as business and complex litigation matters. At Logan Thompson, we have been building a tradition of legal services for over 40 years. We have developed the finest legal services and are proficient in providing you with representation you can trust. Give us a call at 423-476-2251 to schedule your free consultation.
Featuring some of the South's most scenic views, the Mountain View Inn has been a landmark in the Cleveland community for over 40 years. Our executive guest quarters with flat screen TVs and excellent bedding will make any guest comfortable. Carrie's Restaurant is one of Cleveland's favorite, with one of the best buffets around.
Hello, and on behalf of the Hughes family, thank you for so many years of your business and your friendship.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
Welcome back, folks. I don't want you to get away from too far because we've got some great items out here. We've already been checking them out. We're so excited to have Tracy from the 5 Points Museum with us here today.
Thank you.
And,
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank
That's
you.
right.
Merry Christmas.
James, you're talking about the shopping. Here you go.
I know.
You know.
Yep. Guys, here we are.
Right
Got gifts.
You
know, the wife will like a pen.
The wife
and there's
will like
books.
The wife is gonna shoot you if you don't have anything by Christmas morning. I can promise you that.
So these are some unique items.
That's right.
And Tracy, you're going to tell us about it, right?
I am. The Museum Center at 5 Points has some great last-minute shopping ideas. We have old-fashioned Appalachian toys, all kinds of little shooter games that are all handmade. Little hand propellers. If you turn them one way, it floats away. If you turn it the other, it hits you in the nose. So I won't demonstrate that one. This is a Jacob's ladder that we have the history that goes with it when you buy it. And the Jacob's ladder goes back to the Pilgrims. It's one of the few toys that children were allowed to play with on Sunday because Jacob's ladder was mentioned in the Bible. And so we have that, and there's some other little things you can do with it that we're still trying to figure out. You can do a butterfly with it and all these other funky things. But anyway, get one and play with it. Get it for your kids, and then you can play with it. We have some great hand-carved. These are Michael Graham's Santa Claus. We now have Appalachian bee honey. Diane Ravens has a honey house just across the Bradley County line in Polk County, and we are carrying all her things now. She has some wonderful little gift trays. We have some hand-turned pins, and if you'll notice the one on your far left, that is a piece of olive branch that came from Bethlehem, and there's a genuine authentication little, that one.
So they can see those.
This is hand turned by a local artist, and it has the paperwork that authenticates that it is actually olive wood from Bethlehem, and corn cob pins and hand turned spalted wood pins. Just beautiful ideas for. Sometimes the guys are a little bit harder to shop for. So these are great ideas. We've gone through tons of these, but we still have plenty more at the store. We are open Saturday till 3, and we're open Christmas Eve till 3, so be sure and come by and see Ken Cagle. Another really neat idea for guys are books. We have some really cool local authors. This Letty Kirkpatrick Burris has a wonderful Christmas book that we sold tons of last year, and it's called Taking Back Christmas and Other Family Celebrations. Wonderful little stocking stuffer. A new book that is truly just off the press is by a gentleman named George Cornwell, and he grew up in the Maryville area, and his book is based in Maryville and Townsend, and it is, I had some of the volunteers read it because we got it so quickly, and I wanted to be able to tell some people that we actually knew that it was good, and they said, can we take it home to finish it? They were that, because he gave me a copy that we pass around so everybody. And they said it's wonderful. And he is actually in Cleveland. He's a Volkswagen employee. I think he's an engineer, and he used to work for another company up in Knoxville. And he's a great new author. Wonderful book, historical fiction. And it's all based in the foothills of the Smokies. So that's really neat. The corn shuck dolls are always very popular. She brought in some nativities this year. We only get them around Christmas, and we have one left, and that's just a beautiful, beautiful little Christmas item. The handmade trains. I tell you the neat thing about these trains and the other little wooden things. One of our neatest volunteers and guild members is Nancy Boatner, and she grew up here. She raised her kids here. They moved here when she was young and having babies. And she was our volunteer this morning, and I have a big table right in the lobby with all our hand-carved wood pieces, and she said, you know what I'm doing this year? She said, all our grandbabies are big, but I'm pulling out all the wooden things that we've given them through the years and putting them under the tree because they just bring back so many wonderful memories. So they're heirlooms. You know, right. Her grandchildren, of course, she'll soon, not too long, she'll be having grandchildren's, they'll be having kids, and so she'll be having great-grandchildren, and then they'll get to pull them out again. So that's a neat thing.
Yeah, and these will last.
Yes, yeah, they do. They're heirlooms. Yes. They really are. Mike Markham makes these out of Chattanooga, and he always brings up, he brought a whole bunch. In fact, he makes these little games are great. We play these just sitting around when we're trying not to watch TV.
Now you did that 100 times a minute ago.
It'll go in. Look, I got good, and then there's better and best. A couple other things that I brought that I think are interesting. The bird houses have gone like crazy this year. And this bird book is Tennessee birds, and we keep it by our window. We have a bird feeder that hangs on the window and some bird houses outside the window. And you can see exactly which birds they are. And if you're kind of a theme gift giver like we are in our family, we have some cards. Yeah, this is, I'll get to this one in a second because I like this idea.
One is really pretty.
It's all different birds and flowers. So if you want to give a birdhouse and then a book and some cards, the cards are all blank inside, so you can make them thank you notes, or if they're Christmassy, like with the Cardinals, you could actually make it your Christmas cards. So you have a theme base there. Mm-hmm. And another really neat idea, Jan Nyman, who is one of our staff members, and she's also one of our best shoppers, not just at Christmas, but all year round. And she helps out in the store, and at the museum we get to do a little bit of everything. And Jan came in today and said, oh, you've got to put this on TV. She said they're blank inside. Now we have some that have a message that on the inside they say merry and bright. But then we have a bunch of them, boxes of blank ones that are great for after Christmas cards, for thank you notes. And you know, that week between Christmas and New Year, some of us are actually going to just sit by the fire and chill. And you can, you know, write some real pretty notes. And this is a local photographer. Same gal that makes the birds and flower. Her name is Trish Drury. She's out of Athens. And her prints are for sale in the store, as well as her cards. And we have some framed pieces of hers. So those are some great ideas. One other book that I brought, this is called It's My Trail Too. And this is going to be a very popular book in the spring. This gentleman walked the Trail of Tears a few years ago. It ended up, he didn't realize it when he started, but he ended up walking the Trail of Tears on the worst winter in 25 years. And he says the name of the book is It's My Trail Too, because he's not Cherokee, but he weaves through it his history with his Native American family and how it interwove with the Cherokee. And wonderful book. Just brought us this book about 2 weeks ago, and he'll be here giving slideshows and presentations in the spring when we actually have our exhibit on the 150th commemoration of the Civil War, and then we're going to have the Trail of Tears. And then I have to just slide in here, we have our big quilt show coming up starting in January. So if you have some quilts and you're interested in maybe bringing them, the first full week in January is when we take in the quilts, and the quilt show starts the last week in January and goes through the second week in March. So that's a really fun thing coming up. Just one more stocking stuffer, if you want to give passes to come to the museum, we sell them right there in the gift shop, and we put them in a nice little museum card, and that way they can come if you have friends that maybe aren't interested in a membership, but you know they're into the Civil War, then they could come see the Civil War exhibit. Or if they're really into Cherokee or Indian history, then they could come see our Trail of Tears. So
you try to do the puzzle too.
And the puzzle,
not a very little
end.
puzzle.
It's kind of challenging. It can be very challenging.
It's a big puzzle.
So you guys have 2 kids, and they're all excited about Christmas.
That's right.
Well, the one is the 2-year-old. I don't think he knows exactly yet what's going on. The 13-year-old, he pretty much knows what he asks, he gets.
Yeah. Does he make a big long list?
No.
No.
It's gotten. I think since the older they get, the prices of items go up, so the list gets shorter.
Yeah.
So you know, back when you could spend $1, $2, $3 on them, or something, or go buy $1 items, they were happy. It doesn't happen like that. You got to start saving, in January, February for Christmas of next year now.
To get half of Christmas.
Yeah.
Do you guys have your tree up?
Yeah.
Oh, it's been up since.
Yes.
Thanksgiving.
Right before Thanksgiving.
She tried to pull one on me. Was October? She said, "I want to put the tree up." I'm like, "Go ahead."
Oh,
yeah. I tried to get him all riled up. He wouldn't.
We live 20 miles south of town. About a quarter mile to a half mile back off the road, so put the tree up, and then nobody gonna see it.
We got ours up really early this year, and I've loved that. I've just really enjoyed it.
I think the first year we got married, we had a a real tree, didn't we? That was the last time we had a real tree.
Yeah, that was the last.
That was a mess to clean up. When we went to take it out, it was dry, and we cleaned needles from that spot in the house all the way out to the dumpster area.
I think the next Christmas I was still cleaning up needles.
Yeah, they weren't fun on the feet.
Yes.
Well, you guys come next year. Our Holidays at 5 Point auction is wonderful, and we sell wreaths and trees, and I got a little tree that at one of our volunteer and guild members, Kelly Smith, made, and it's so cute, and I really got into bidding, and I was like kind of getting carried away and going a little higher than I probably should have on a couple of things, but that was one I really wanted. And it's lime green, pink, and turquoise, so it's really funky. Well, I put it in the corner and thought maybe we could, I mean, it's this big, and I thought maybe we can get away with just having this and not having to pull the whole thing out. And so I was like, what do y'all think? And my family was like, no. So anyway, it's in the house and it's wonderful, but I did give in and put the tree up. Well, they put it up and lighted it, and I helped decorate it. So. Well, thank you so much for letting us come.
We do appreciate you being here.
Definitely.
We'll shoot it. Somebody.
Shoot at Joe. Shoot at Joe back there. I'm sure somebody.
Where's Kim?
Yeah, where's Kim at?
Where's Kim? Kim.
Well, we do appreciate you being here today.
Thank you.
And it's always fun to see this type of stuff. But we're going to go to break, and we'll be back here in a few moments and see who our next guest is.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
Hello, I'm Bill Odom.
Hi, and I'm Tammy Odom.
We want to invite you to join us on Joyous Living Today for interviews, testimonies, and gospel music by special guests and Dixie Sunshine.
Right here on WTNB, Sundays at 4 p.m. and Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. You don't want to miss it.
Jesus, Jesus, the light of the world.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Logan Thompson, attorneys at law, have built a firm offering quality legal services to the people and businesses of Southeast Tennessee. We have achieved expertise in all areas of law in order to represent our clients in a manner they need, deserve, and have come to expect. Logan Thompson, with 9 attorneys and an extensive and competent support staff, is available to provide representation in various legal areas, including family law, Social Security benefits, personal injury, criminal defense, workmen's compensation, as well as business and complex litigation matters. At Logan Thompson, we have been building a tradition of legal services for over 40 years. We have developed the finest legal services and are proficient in providing you with representation you can trust. Give us a call at 423-476-2251 to schedule your free consultation.
Featuring some of the South's most scenic views, the Mountain View Inn has been a landmark in the Cleveland community for over 40 years. Our executive guest quarters with flat-screen TVs and excellent bedding will make any guest comfortable. Carrie's Restaurant is one of Cleveland's favorite, with one of the best buffets around.
Hello, and on behalf of the Hughes family, thank you for so many years of your business and your friendship.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
Welcome back, folks, to Tennessee Valley This Morning, this Friday morning. I don't know if you say it's rainy or overcast or beautiful.
It's a chilly day.
It's a chilly day.
It's a chilly day.
It's the weekend before Christmas.
That's right. So it should get you in the holiday spirit.
It should. I'm always in the holiday spirit.
Sure.
You talk about me singing Christmas songs in June, July.
July, right. You won't sing them at Christmas, but you do in June or July.
I'm done with it. You know, I've done singing for the year.
Right.
It's special because I'm singing when nobody else is singing Jingle Bells.
Is that what it is?
I'm singing it. You know, I'm sure David, you know, right now he sings Jingle Bells.
Jingle Bells, that's his
He hollers
favorite.
around the house at us and everything.
He's got his little jingle bells that he shakes and right. It's fun.
Yeah, he's got this. He's got all those noisemaker things,
That's
all
right.
those different holiday things that plays different songs, and he's going around the house pushing this, pulling that.
He
and
gets
they're all
that from you because we go to the store and you do all the ones on the shelf, so they all go at once, and that's what he does.
Yeah, that's the way,
all
the way it
the
does.
different ones.
Got to have them all going.
All at once.
And but you know, I was thinking about Bill was on talk about his Christmas that he spent in 51, and I believe it was there for 3 years actually. So he spent actually 3 Christmases there. But you know, and hearing that and hearing how he's talking in before the show and before the show he was on Veterans Day, and you know, we think about it, you know, going home or people coming over to the house. You know, we can't wait to get rid of people getting out of the house. You know, our my brother-in-law, or your brother-in-law, Ron, starts flipping the channels and everybody. You can't sit and watch. That's a hint. It's time to go.
Right.
But I think, you know, we should appreciate every moment we do spend with him, because like Bill, you know, he's talking about he didn't get to spend that Christmas.
Those were years missed.
That was years missed that he did not, you know. And there he's wondering, did they just give up on him, you know? But you know, he said, you know, he always knew his mom was praying for him.
Right.
That his mom was thinking about him, and so you know, that's always important. I mean, you know, family is, and we don't think about that. We take it for granted a lot of times. We take it for granted. You know, my mother-in-law is driving in tonight. You know, Joe's mother-in-law is in town.
Is in town. It's.
You know, and Joe's probably gonna miss her when she goes back home.
That's right.
I'll miss my mother-in-law when she goes back home. You know, I'll be thankful. You know, she'll be in here for the holidays, the Christmas and the New Year's, and if she leaves down the lane, it's gonna be like that movie Bug's Life.
Yeah.
Where the bug goes over the hill, and all of a sudden everybody's like, yeah.
That's right.
So, Betty, I will miss you.
You told her that on the phone that you missed her.
Yeah, I said I miss you, Betty.
Miss you from far off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we have our little holiday things. Not you so much, but myself and the kids. We watch our little holiday movies. You know, we've got our favorites.
Yeah, you do go through the holiday movie stage.
And we're probably torn. You know, we have to do the National Lampoon's Christmas. You know, that's the funny one. And Simon actually laughed hard at that one this year. He hadn't watched it for a while. And
he's getting older. He's starting to understand it.
He's understanding a little more, and he laughed pretty hard at several. I think at one of them we nearly had an accident spewing pop everywhere as he was trying to watch it. But David's starting to. He likes the Frosty. You know, all those classics that I watched as a kid.
Now see, I watched one. I think we watched a couple times this year that I liked was the Christmas Redo or Do Over. It's kind of cheesy, but it was a nice movie. I mean, it's kind of funny to think. It was like the Christmas Groundhog Day with Bill Murray, and it's kind of like how it was. You know, he got to keep doing the day over, but you know, during that time, you know, he got to figure out what it was, why he had to do that day over. And sometimes you think, you know, I wish I had that day, you know, where I could do it over and do it over until I got it right.
Until you got it right.
Well, we don't. I mean, we have to appreciate each and every day that we do have to you know, to say, hey, you know, I've got to get it right the first time.
That's
you know, you know, because like tomorrow you won't get to do today over. And some days you probably don't want to do over.
There are some days.
But you know, you do have, and I don't know. We talked about the Christmas dinner. We're saying, you know, what do we have?
Yeah, right.
But it's down to, you know, back when we first got married, there was my family, your family. You go to your families, you go to my family. You know, it was a house full. You know, you had Thanksgiving Day, then we had Christmas, and so we each had the day we had at each house. You know,
right.
And we always had Christmas, didn't we?
Well, we did Christmas Eve with your family at our house.
Yeah, at our house.
That was interesting.
And it got more interesting because you know, you started getting nephews and nieces, and then they start having kids, and then you've got. And it's just like, wow.
It's a big family once you start that.
Because you go from buying gifts for 4 or 8 people, 4 or 8 people, you know, the sister and their husbands, and then now all of a sudden you've got their kids got kids, and now it's down to, you know what, let's eat a bowl of chili, say hello, spend some time together, and let's all go home. Because you know you spend that money. I know it's about giving, but I thought about, you know, you go and spend $400 or $500 on, you know, everyone's kids. And then you go and spend $100 on your kid.
Right.
When you're like, you know what? Won't everybody keep that $400 or $500? Spend the $100 and just give a gift per family, and you spend it on your family. And I think
one of our most fun ones was when we, as adults, we all just wrapped up something around the house that we really didn't want, and we played that. You know,
my sister Judy was good about that. My sister Judy was good about that. She was the youngest, and we would start putting gifts under the tree for her, and she wanted to open a gift so bad. So she would go wrap one of our stuff, you know, one of our items up. You know, she'd go get, say, a Hot Wheel of mine, and she'd wrap it up, and she'd say, here, you know, here, Jimbo, you know, open this, and I can open one of mine. And, you know, she would do that. You know, she would think, okay, I gave you one, now you got to open one. I got to open one of yours. And so she would sneak and do that. But I remember one year, I was young. I was probably 7, and I had items that I had found and, you know, put together and everything. And I'd wrapped them up, gave them to my mom and my family and everything. And I think to this day, most of them still have those items. I mean, one was like this paperweight, and I think it was supposed to be a turtle. It was made out of like clay, and somebody had painted it and everything. It looked like a turtle. It was a paperweight of some sort. I'm assuming that's what it was. My mom thought it was a turtle, you know. So I think she still has it, and there's different things that, you know, I given Dad and everything. But, you know, I remember my best Christmas. We just moved from Iowa. I think we'd only been in town in Richmond probably 3-4 weeks. Didn't know anyone. We started going to church there at First United Pentecostal Church in Richmond, and didn't know anyone. Dad, I think, was still looking for a job, trying to go in the middle of winter. It's in December when we moved. We always do everything in December.
In December, we do that.
And
still.
Didn't know what was going to do for Christmas. I think we were short on money and everything, and time and everything else. And our pastor and his wife showed up. And they showed up, and they had gifts. I mean, I don't think they were new, because I think there's probably something somebody had given them to give to us. But it was the best gifts ever. I remember that it was a gun, and it was like probably the first Atari gun. You put this little plastic piece in there, and you aim it at the wall, and you would shoot the target, and somehow it would shoot, you know, that little card and everything. They had to change it out. I didn't know how it works, but I mean, it's like stuff like that, the remote control car. And I think that was one. And then there was another time that I was sick in bed. I think I had tonsillitis or something with my throat, couldn't eat very good. And so a lady showed up from one of the local churches, and she brought us some, I guess, I don't know, a basket of fruit or something like that. So we thought it was. Got open, it was nothing but candy.
Oh, no.
Just pure candy. Those pixie sticks. It was candy canes. I think they got us mixed up with something. I loved it. I had, you know, my throat was hurting, but I ate a lot of those pixie stick sugar candies, and I ate a lot of them.
You were probably bouncing off the walls.
I was.
Your mom was probably thankful.
So, you know, I remember that one.
Yes. You know, this year we got a couple off the angel tree.
Yes.
You know, and that was the best feeling, you know, to go out and purchase for this. You know, we don't know their situation,
right,
so forth, but, you know, obviously there's some need there, and it was a great feeling. I think Simon, being 13, you know, he had a new appreciation. Right.
Because I think, I mean, that's the thing. When you can give back, when you give back to somebody, when you can do something for someone, it's really a good feeling. It's not because, you know, oh, I'm better than anyone. No, it's not. It's because you're able to. And I wish we could give more. Yeah, we love to give.
If we had, we would just give and give and give and give. I love that feeling, you know.
You know, I would love, and it was nice because, you know, someone on Christmas someplace, and you know, right now, don't have something.
Right.
They're not going to be able to give to their kids. They're not. And as parents now, we understand that. You know, as a kid, you don't understand that.
Right.
You don't understand that. You know, your parents saying, you know what, this is all we have. You know, this is all we can do. You don't understand it. But when you have your own kids, you understand exactly how your parents were, and exactly how that was going. So, you know, Christmas is about giving. It's about receiving, but it's mainly about giving. It's about being able to give the best you can to someone, you know, and you know,
it's not just about the gifts, you know.
No, and
we're thankful for the many, many blessings.
Even though being a volunteer, I mean, there's many ways that, you know, over the years, over the Christmas holiday, that you can give. You know, there was the Santa, you know, ringing the bell for the Salvation Army. There was the angel tree. There's the Secret Santas. There was so much that was going on there. I mean, Cleveland is a giving place. Right. And this town is awesome. I mean,
it's awesome, and I think it's great. You know, we were out to dinner Wednesday night, and people saying Merry Christmas. You know, it's not the happy holiday thing. You know, it's Merry Christmas.
Yeah, they try to take away. It's a happy holiday, but it's also Merry Christmas.
It's right.
You know, they try. We got to keep that in there. That's what it's about.
That's right. Definitely celebrating the birth of Christ, and you know, we had and I know all churches are the Christmas programs with the kids. You know, they're to ingrain the Christmas story into these children.
Well, we get away from. I mean, we do get away. We take away so much. You know, just we talked about that the other night. You know, just things in the past 10, 20 years, even 30 years since I've grown up that I see things that have taken away, and then you know, you get you think of like someone like Bill or my dad or somebody that's that's older even then, that they look at us, our generation, say, you know what. You know, they're disgusted at what we do or how we are and everything, or, you know, the ethics, the morals, you know, everything is just have gone by the wayside sometimes. And we get like that, you know, we get aggravated, you know, the work ethics. You know, I started working when I was 15 years old. And so, you know, I worked, you know, hard so I could give gifts to my family, I mean, you know, and do that. And at Christmas, you know, you got to do that. You got to realize and look back over the year, reflection of the year, and say, you know what, Christmas coming up, New Year's coming up. Let's give our time, our money, ourselves. I mean, there's so much we can give of, and we've got to look at that and try to do better.
Right.
Because New Year's coming up well, I guess it'll be next month. I always say next Monday.
Next Monday, yeah.
It'll be 2 Mondays from now, and New Year's Eve will be coming up. Time to say, you know what, I'm going to try better this year. I'm going to do better this year. But you know, and that's how we've got to get. I mean, we really do have to. And. What about your Christmas? Do you have any good Christmas? 1995, probably.
1995, first Christmas I spent with you.
Yeah.
That's right, James.
That's the best year, the best Christmas.
But you know, that is a funny Christmas because you know, you had your little bachelor pad trailer that you lived in, very small, almost like a camper more than a trailer.
Yeah,
it was so little.
What I knew, it was only me.
Yeah, it was just you. But I remember we put the Christmas tree up in the kitchen because the place was so
Charlie
small.
Brown.
And it was Charlie Brown tree.
Right here.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
That's actually a little fancier than ours was.
I remember that, but that was a nice house.
It was.
I mean, where else could you sit on the couch, reach out, change the channel, reach over to the refrigerator, get something out of it, and turn the light off in the hallway?
Right.
You know, we laughed about that. It was
Those were the good old days.
Those good old days. I wish we were back there.
Yeah. It was,
utilities were low. The payment was low. Everything was like you could live like $200 every, you know.
We were almost the off of the Christmas vacation, Eddie.
Oh yeah. The brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was almost you, James.
Yeah.
And
that lasted what, 3 months? You said we got to get a house.
We got to get a house.
We got to get a house. She told me, yeah, we got to get a house.
Got to get a house.
But
those
are good times.
Those were good times.
You know, and then it's from there on it moved bigger houses, larger house payments. And more responsibilities. We had to go from there. I remember on 4th Street, we moved it from there. We moved into town, and Christmas time, I had to go out there and shovel snow.
Shovel snow.
Shovel snow.
The joys of Indiana.
The good joys. 2 foot of snow.
Right.
Out there all day long.
Shoveling
plowed us
snow.
in.
For the plow to come back
through. Come back and plow us in.
Plow you back in. Right.
Yeah. So those Christmas days. Yeah, those were the good days. Except our first house, we didn't have to do all that.
No, we didn't.
They took care of it.
They did, yeah. But you don't think about that when you're in the moment. You think, I want more, and you buy the bigger house, comes more responsibility.
Yeah, and see, I remember that in I think it was 78. Is that the blizzard 78 everybody talked about in Indiana?
Yeah.
78, and I think for like almost 10 days, 2 weeks. I mean, there was like nobody was working. Everything was dead stopped. I mean, snow was high. I mean, it was 6, 7, 8 foot high.
And that's big for Indiana because, you know, you know, we moved here and they would get a dusting and everything closes up, you know, and we were used to, you know, it took feet to close everything up.
Because I remember that I was young, 78, so I was like 8, 9 years old. And it was down to the point where there was nothing in the house. I mean, nobody. I mean, the stores were closed. I mean, everything. So finally, Dad got out, and I think I guilted him into that because I laid in the chair, and we were down to, I think the propane was running out. You know, cooking thing, and so Mama peeled me a raw potato, put some salt on it, and she gave that to me, and I said, I'm going to lay in this chair, the easy chair, my dad's. And so I'm going to lay in this chair, eat this raw potato, and drink this glass of water before I die. And about an hour later, my dad was bundled up and heading up the road to the grocery store to see what they could get, because I think they were out. Everything, trucks weren't moving, nothing. But he came back with a couple bags of stuff. But you know, we always laugh about it at Christmas time. We laughed at my family laughed about me eating that raw potato and saying, I'm going to eat this raw potato and drink this glass of water before I die. And I remember watching my dad stand at the door and watching my dad going up through the blizzard up to the store. Because he did not want to, didn't want me to eat that raw potato. That was good though. Those were good. Raw potatoes were good.
They can be.
Yeah.
They can be.
You know, so those are. I can remember a lot of good, funny stories for Christmas and everything. And
well, you had a big family.
Yeah.
You know, so you had always an event going on. I mean, I know just us getting together with your family.
Sisters.
There's an event.
There's always something going on at our house.
Right. Always an event.
There's always something
going
on.
You know, that's what families are about. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. You know, these folks out here, they're going to be spending the holidays with their families and gathering up stories
Get to spend it with my mother-in-law.
That's right.
Joe's going to spend it with his mother-in-law. And many others are spending with your mother-in-law.
That's right.
Be happy. Give her a gift of love.
Joe's yelling out of the thing, don't remind him.
Yeah, I heard a voice from the hills.
We'll get him in trouble here.
Hear the voice from the hills.
Yes.
So, but you know what? It's always nice when the mother-in-law comes visit, because you realize when she leaves how much you missed her.
You're funny, James.
I know.
You're funny. No, we enjoy Christmas. We do.
We do. We love Christmas.
It's
2 days off work, 4-day weekend.
It falls perfect this year.
Weekend.
4-day weekend, right.
And the next weekend's another 4-day weekend.
That's right. Maybe my boss will give me some time off work.
Ha. Ha. All right. Well, I think we're about out of time.
We are.
And we have rambled a little bit about Christmas. And
sorry if we bored anyone.
Yeah. If you're asleep, wake back up.
That's right. Got to go to work.
Got to go to work.
Last day before the holidays.
Yeah.
Well, unless, you know, some folks work.
Well, some people are off already today.
Well, and some work the weekends too. So.
Yep.
We're definitely.
Yeah.
But we're looking forward to Christmas and hope everyone out there has a good Christmas.
Yes.
Be
safe.
safe.
A Merry Christmas. Have a Happy New Year. And everything
safe.
in between. Be safe. We've tried to teach you as much as we can.
That's right.
Appreciate your family. Appreciate your holidays, your time you have. Bill brought us a good story, and also, men, if you got to get those gifts, last minute ones, go down into the museum.
That's right.
5 Points Museum. They have some unique gifts there that they're going to say, "Wow, you've searched all over the world.
That's right.
You found this for me."
That's
don't be surprised.
I won't be.
Don't be surprised.
I won't be.
Be surprised.
Be surprised.
All right, folks, we're out of here. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you again next Friday. Have a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, and a safe New Year's.